class. For today, we're dealing on quadratic equation. So, in our previous class, we have discussed two methods under quadratic equation. The first method of discuss is called the factorization method, and also we discussed the completing the square method. Alright, if you don't know how to use this method we have just mentioned, I will drop a link on the description of this video. So kindly watch the video on how to factorize and how to use complete square method to solve quadratic equation problems. So just check the description of this video, you will see the link provided there. Alright, for today we'll be discussing on the third method of solving quadratic equation known as the formula method or quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Alright, quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is also called formula method, right? And if you recall, we said for something to be quadratic, it simply means the highest power or the highest index of a variable should be what there? This is power 2, right? Alright, so the almighty formula is given by x to be equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is simply the formula to quadratic formula equation. So this formula is actually used to solve quadratic equation questions. So how do we derive to this formula? So our first start is that most people just know this formula on their head, but they don't know how to derive it. So what will be the derivation of this formula? How do we derive this formula? First, for today, we're going to look at how to derive this correct formula and solve some problems under this method. Alright, to prove this one, recall from the general form of quadratic equation, which is what ax squared plus bx plus c. This is the general form of what? A quadratic equation. From here, I can get here. How? This is what we call the complete square method, right? So I can listen, please. I can derive this formula here. This is what we call the complete square method. Alright. Using completing the square method. Now, what do we know? We know that ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right, as an equation. So for this method here, I just said that if you don't know how to use factorization method or perhaps complete square method, check the link on the description of this video to know how to use complete square method. So let's use complete square method. For this I've watched the previous video. From the idea of complete square method, we said the first step is what? Take c to the what? Other side. So I have that ax squared plus bx is equal to negative c. If plus c cross it because of the negative c. At this point, I'll have ax squared next up plus bx is equal to negative c. Alright. What are the next tax? Of course, the next tax here is to divide through by a. So divide through by a. Alright, that becomes ax squared all over a plus bx all over a is equal to negative c all over a. I have this. Of course, a cancels a. I'm left with what? X squared plus bx over a is equal to negative c all over a and here. Obviously, we said from our class on this on computer method, we said that at this point, what should we do? Pick out the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x here? Of course, the coefficient of x here is what? BA. So I have B over A. Multiply this man here by half, 1 over 2. So in that case, I'll have what there? I'll have B over 2A. When you are done, what do you do there? You know what? You square it, this man in this form. We said at this point, after putting C to the other side, next up, divide through by A and here. Right? After dividing by A, pick out the what? Coefficient of x, which is BA. I have it here. Multiplied by half. Of course, I have this. Next up, you square it. Now, this man here, this result here, you will add it to the what? Both sides of the equation. In that case, I'll have x squared plus bx over a. Next up, plus this man here, b over 2a all squared is equal to negative c over a. What is still what? B over 2a all squared. We just said that. Add this man here to the what? Both sides of the equation. Of course, I add it to this one and I add it to that one. Alright. At this point, please, listen please. Listen please. At this point, I'll pick out x and this man here because there is square, right? Then this is square, is square. Bring out the term that have this square. Of course, I have x having square and I have plus b over 2a having square. And ensure that my square is found this way. So, from the concept of indices per se, or perhaps if I expand this man here, I'll get back to this. If I expand this man, I'll get back to this. So, at the fact is that the term having square, bring them together. I have this. Then we got the square up there. So it's now equal in value to negative c over a plus b squared from indices per se. Write it in indices. I have that b squared over what there? 2 squared, then what there? A squared. From the terms of indices, the square comes to each of them as a part. There, I have this. Next up, I'll have that x plus b all over 2a, right? All squared is equal in value to negative c all over a plus b squared all over 4. 2 squared becomes 4. Then what then? A squared. At this point here, listen. At this point, look for the LCM. Of course, this minus the LCM. So I have that 4a squared is simply the LCM. Right? Next up, divide 4a squared by a. If I divide 4a squared by a, of course, a cancels out a. I'm still left with 1a here. So what does it go on? 4a. So 4a here, multiply negative c. I'll have negative 4ac. Next up, plus, I have a plus sign. If this man here divide this, I'm having 1. 1 times b squared becomes what then? B squared. Alright. So I have this square there. What my next task? Of course, I can rearrange the method such that I'll have x plus b over 2a for this man here, all squared. Right? This man. I put it down here back. Alright, at this point we said rearrange this man. In that I'll have what? X plus b over 2a all squared is equal in value to b squared plus b squared, this man here, negative 4ac all over 4a squared. Alright, square root, take square root of both sides. Take square root of both sides. In that case, I'll have a square root of x plus b over 2a all squared is equal in value to a square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Alright, at this point, what do I do? Of course, we know that in mathematics, square cancel out square roots. Of course, I'm left with what? X plus b all over 2a is now equal in value to a square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Alright, I will take, of course, I will add plus or minus here. I explained the reason why I had plus or minus to this one here. Plus or minus. Check the link on the description of this video to watch how to use computing method to understand why I use plus or minus here. Right? So I put the concept why I use plus and minus here in the class to complete the method. So check out for it to understand this concept. Alright, at this point, take this man here to the other side. I'll have x alone. I'll have x to be equal to, if plus b over 2a cross it becomes what? Negative b all over 2a. Next up, plus or minus. Now listen, for short, this man covers everything though. Square of everything here. So everything here. So from rule of sort, if I have root a over b, it can be expressed as root a over root b. Apply this concept here, I'll have root b squared minus 4ac all over root 4a squared. Of course, this man here, I can simplify it as saying, if I have, observe please, if I have root a b, in short, it can be written as what? Root a times root b. Of course, if I have root 4a squared, of course, it can be written as what? 4 times root a squared. Of course, root 4 is what? 2 times, this cancel out this, that was just a. My answer becomes 2a. So I'll put 2a as this man here. Hence, I'll have that x is equal to negative b over 2a plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over this man here. This one here becomes what? 2a. I have 2a here. I have 2a there. In mathematics, listen please. From the rule of fraction, in mathematics, if I have the same denominator, no stress. Let's say I have a over 2 plus b over 2. Since they are the same what? Denominator, just add the part here. Just add the numerator. That becomes a plus b over just 2. That's all. Take out one of it outside. So if it's negative 2, the same concept. Change the sign here, minus. So apply the concept here. Since they are the same what? Denominator, pick out one. Pick out one. Next up, add or subtract the power. So the power here is what? Minus b. Next up, plus or minus. Next up, root b squared minus 4ac. Of course, that's all. Then I have x here equal to x. This is how to prove for this formula, right? I have here negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's have to prove this concept. So you shouldn't just cram formula. Know how this works. How from here to here, down here, and how it got to this man here. Let's take a sum problem and let's solve together. Let's take a sum problem under quadratic formula and let's solve together. Sample problem 1. Alright, number 1. Let's say I'm told to solve x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. I'm going to solve this quadratic equation via quadratic formula. So what do? I'm solving this thing with what with quadratic formula or formula method. So what do? Your first task is to get A, get B, and get C. Of course, A, we said from our initial class of quadratic equation, we said we define A as what? Coefficient of x squared. We define B as coefficient of x, and we define C as constant. Of course, 6 here is constant. Minus 5 is what? The coefficient of x. 1 is a invisible 1 here. So 1 here is what? Coefficient of x squared. Of course, a becomes 1. A is coefficient becomes 1. Of course, b becomes minus 5. Finally, c becomes c. Right? Now, recall from our quadratic formula, recall that we said x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac, right, all over 2a. Alright, we said recall from the what? Correct formula that says that x is equal to negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Of course, let's put in parameter. Hence, x is not equal in value to negative, check, what's b? Of course, b is what? Minus 5 in this manner, plus or minus a square root of b squared. Of course, what's b? Negative 5. I have negative 5. Then what then? All squared minus 4. What's a? Check. A is what? 1 into a. Next one, what's c? C 6. I have 6 here. Alright. In this manner, then all over 2 into a. Of course, a is 1. I have this. Next up, x is not equal in value to minus cannot becomes what then? Plus. I have 5 plus or minus a square root of minus 5 squared. If I have minus 5 multiplying that same minus 5, of course, minus cannot become what then? Plus. This is equal to 25. Of course, I'll have what? 25 at this point. Negative 4 times 1 becomes 4 times 6 becomes what? 24. I'm left with this all over 2 times 1 becomes what? Just 2. At this point, I have x is equal to 5 plus or minus root of this minus becomes just 1. I have 1 all over what then? 2. Sorry. Alright, please, I have 1. Of course, root 1 becomes 1. X is now equal to 5 plus 5 plus or minus. For what we know, root 1 is what? Just 1. I have 1 all over 2. Hence, I will express this in two formats. What's the format? The first one becomes x is equal to, pick out plus first. That becomes 5 plus 1 over 2, or x is equal to, pick up the minus now. That becomes 5 minus 1 over 2. Hence, x is now equal to, this plus becomes what? 6 over 2, or x is equal to 4 over 2. Final answer, I have x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 2. This is the answer that I will actually arrive at. If you check our previous video under the factorization method and complete square method, we use the same question. If you observe, we had the same answer, right? Let's take one example and let's learn this concept. Alright, example 2. If I have that x squared minus 54x plus 40 is equal to 0. Sorry, 2x squared must say 2x squared minus 4x plus 40. Let's solve this with. First, our first one is what? Get A, get B, and get C. Listen. If you are asked to use formula method, hence you need to get A, B, and C. But if you ask to use other methods, you don't need A and B and C. Apply the procedure. Of course, for this one now, we're going to use what? Quadratic formula. Hence, we need to get what? We need to know A, B, and C. Of course, my A here becomes 2. X squared. A is equal to 2 is equal to x squared here. Of course, B is what? Minus 54. Hence, C is equal to 40 at this point. Next up, recall formula. Recall that recall that we said x is equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac, right? All over 2a. I have this one here. Alright, some value is, I heard that x is now equal in value to negative b. What's b? Negative 24, negative 24. Next up, plus or minus, I have a square root of b. What's b squared? I have it to be what? Minus before all squared minus 4 into a becomes, what's a? Check, a 2 into c. C is what? 40. I have 40 at this point. I have 40, right? 40. Alright, all over. Check. 2a becomes what then? 2 into what's a? A becomes 2. Hence, x is equal to minus becomes what then? Plus 24 plus or minus a square root of, minus 24 squared means minus 24 times minus 24. Of course, this man here all square becomes what then?
576.
576 minus 4 times 2 becomes 8. Of course, 8 times what becomes what then?
320.
320, I mean?
Yes.
320. Punch 576 minus 320. What's my answer, please?
Minus 256.
X is equal to 24 plus or minus. What's value, please?
256.
256 all over 4. Please take the square of 256.
16.
X is equal to 24 plus or minus what then?
16.
16 all over 4. Of course, separate this man, please. X is equal to 24 plus 16 over 4 separately, or x is equal to 24 minus 16 all over 4. Please, 24 plus 16 is what then? That's 40, right? X is equal to 40 over 4. Final answer here, x is equal to 10. Or x is equal to, please, 24 minus 16 is what then?
8.
8, I mean? I have 8 over 4. Or x is equal to what then? 2 as my final answer after solving this one via quadratic formula. In our next class, we're going to move to how to use laptop, right? So how to use calculator to solve multiple problem on quadratic equation. So without solving, you can actually get the answer to all this stuff here using calculator. So in our next video, I'm going to draw a video on how to use calculator to solve quadratic equation. Right.